to serve Krishna. This is not allowing a person even to understand Ishavasya Sarvam. Then such type of things has to be given. The author of Chaitanya Charitamrita more emphatically stresses that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He is not an expansion of the Prakasha or Vilasa forms of Sri Krishna. He is Swayam Rupa Govinda. Apart from the relevant scriptural evidence forwarded by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, there are innumerable other scriptural statements regarding Lord Chaitanya as being the Supreme Lord himself. The following example may be cited. From the Chaitanya Upanishad, Gauraha Sarvatmaha Mahapurusho Mahatma Mahayogi Trigulapitaha Sattvarupo Bhaktim Loke Kashyati. Lord Gaura, who is all pervading super soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appears as a great saint and a powerful mystic who is above the three modes of nature and is the emblem of transcendental activity. He disseminates the cult of devotion throughout the world. From the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Tam Ishvaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Tam Devatanam Paramam Devatam Daivatam Patim Patinam Paramam Parasta Vidamadeva Devam Bhuvanesha Vidyam. O Supreme Lord, you are the Supreme Maheshwara, the worshipable deity of all demigods, the Supreme Lord of all lords, you are the controller of all controllers, the personality of Godhead, the Lord of everything worshipable. Mahaprabhu Vai Purushaha Sattvasya Isha Pravartata Sunirmalam Imam Praptim Ishano Jyotirabhyaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Mahaprabhu, who disseminates transcendental enlightenment. Just to be in touch with him is to be in contact with the indestructible Brahmajyoti. From the Mundaka Upanishad, Yada Pashyaha Pashyate Rukmavarnam Kartaramisham Purusham Brahmayonim Rukmavarnam. His golden color. One who sees that golden colored personality of Godhead, the personality, the Lord, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Actor, who is the source of the Supreme Brahman, is different. From Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5, 33 and 34 and 7.9 and 38 again. Deyam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham tirthaspadam shivavirinchinutam sharanyam pratyartiham pranata palabhavapipotam vande mahapurushate charanarvindam. Deyam sada. So let me pay obeisances to the lotus feet of Krishna, and one who meditates on him. Vande Mahapurushate Charanarvindam Deyam Sada Paribhavakna. One who always meditates on him. One should always meditate on him. He destroys the insults to his devotees. Avishtadoham. He removes the distresses of his devotees, satisfies their desire. He, the abode of all holy places and shelter of all sages, is worshipable by Lord Shiva and Brahma. Advaitacharya. If you see, Advaitacharya is worshipping Krishna. He is the boat of the demigods for crossing the ocean of birth and death. So we have Haridas Thakur, we have Advaitacharya worshipping him. He destroys the insults to his devotees. We have seen Saran Bhattacharya was insulted by his own son-in-law. Actually, son-in-law insulted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but that is actually insult to Saran Bhattacharya. So in this way, wherever the instances have come where the devotees are insulted, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has always protected the devotees. Aryavachasa yadada agada aranyam maya mrugam daitayepsitaman vadavad vande mahapurushate charanarvindam. So tektva sutustyajya surepstarajya lakshmi. Like how Krishna left Mathura, went to Vrindavan. How Prabhu Ram went to forest. In the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also left Navadvipa. He also took sannyas. He left Vishnu Priya. Lakshmi Priya already was, she had left this world. He left Vishnu Priya. So Lakshmi Rajya Lakshmi, who is desired by even the Lakshmis, who are desired by even the denizens of heaven. But like how Krishna, Rama, they left the same way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also left very easily. Dharmishtarya vachasa yadakataranyam. Dharmishtarya vachasa. Just to fulfill the vachan of the Dasharatha. Prabhu Ram went to the forest. Arya vachasaha yad aghadharanyam. He went to the forest. It is very easy to renounce and or very easy to make the Lord makes the words of the Brahmin come true. In the same way, there was a Brahmin who wanted to see the wonderful pastimes of the lilas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu happening in Shiva Sagar. Every day night, Kirtan is to happen. This Brahmin was not having that of faith, but he wanted to see what is happening. But Shiva's Thakur did not allow him inside. Next day, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take part, this Brahmin was very angry. At that time, he cursed that you will be devoid of all the worldly pleasures. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy. He said, may your curse come true. So that became another reason for him to take sannyas. Dharmishta arya vachasaha yad aghada aranyam. Maya mrugam daitayepsitaman vadhavat. Like how Lord Krishna always runs behind. So, and how Prabhu Ram, to fulfill the desire of Mother Sita, he ran behind the deer, who was actually a Maya deer. The same way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu runs behind the devotees. Mande Mahapurushate Charnarvindam. So the comparison has been given. It is very easy for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to leave aside all the opulences. Very easy for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to fulfill the words of Brahmana. It's very easy for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to run behind the people who are all engrossed in this Maya. Prahlad said, Ittam Nrityat Triyad Rishideva Dashavatari Lokan Vibhavayasi Amsi Jagatpatipan Dharmam Mahapurusha Yuganuvrittam Channa Kalau Yad Abhavastri Yuga Arthat Sattvam Yuddham. You kill all the enemies of the world in your multifarious incarnations in the family of men, animals, demigods, cheese, weddings, and so on. Thus you eliminate the worlds with transcendental knowledge. In the age of Kali, O Purusha, you sometimes appear in a covered incarnation. Therefore, you are known as Tri Yuga, one who appears in only 3 yugas. So, Dharman Mahapurusha Pasi, Yuganu Avritam. So, Mahapurusha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has appeared, but how? In a Channa Kalau Yad Abhavas Tri Yuga, Channa, this Channa Avatara. He has covered himself as a devotee. From the Krishna Yamala Tantraha Punya Kshetra Patvipe Vishyami Sachi Sutta. He said, I shall appear in the holy land of Navadvipa as a son of such baby. From the Vayu Purana, hello Sankirtanaram Bhavishyami Sachi Sutta. In the age of Kali, when Sankirtan movement is completed, I shall descend as a son of Sachi Devi. Vayu Purana says, in the Brahma Yamala Tantra, Atavaham Taradhame Bhutva Madhvaktaha Rupatru Mayayam cha bhavishyami kalau Sankirtan Agame. To start the Sankirtana movement, I personally will descend, Krishna says, in the garb of a devotee, Madhvaktaha Rupatru Mayayam cha bhavishyami. So in this way, I will personally descend as the son of Sachi Mata in Kaliyuga. From the Ananta Samhita, Ya eva Bhagavan Krishno Radhika Pranavallabha Srishti Yadav Sa Jagannatho Gaurasin Maha Maheshwari. So the same Lord who is the life of Sri Radharani and is the Lord of the universe in creation, maintenance, and annihilation appears as Gaura or O Maheshwari. He appears as Gaura. So it is like Gaura Asin Maheshwari. The same Krishna is the life of Srimati Radharani. So these are the different evidences from different scriptures where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Govinda himself. It's not that he is some Prakash incarnation or expansion or some Vilas expansion. No, he is same Govinda who has appeared. Paravyomete vaise Narayana Nama Shadaishwarya Purna Lakshmi Kanta Bhagavan. So Lord Narayana, who dominates the transcendental world, is full in six opulences. He is the personality of Godhead, the Lord of Goddess of Fortune. Veda Bhagavata Upanishadagama Purna Tattvayanre Kahe Nahiyanra Sama. So Vedas glorify the Lord. The Bhagavatam is also glorifies the Lord. Upanishad glorifies the Lord. And other literatures also, they glorify that Krishna is Purna Tattva. There is nobody equal to him. Yanre kahe nahi yara sama. There's nobody equal to Krishna. So now there's nobody equivalent to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because the topic itself is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself. There are innumerable authoritative statements in the Vedas regarding the personal feature of the absolute truth. Some of them are as follows. From the Rit Samhita, Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha Diviva Chakshur Atatam. The personality of God and Vishnu is the absolute truth, whose lotus feet are lotus feet, all the demigods are always eager to see. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha. Everybody wants to see the lotus feet of Krishna. Like how the sun rays, the sun god, he pervades everything by the rays of his energy. He appears impersonal to imperfect eyes. From the Narayana Atharva Shira Upanishad, Narayana Deva Samutpadante, Narayana Pravartante, Narayane Praniyante, Athanityo Narayana, Narayana Evadam Sarvam, Yadbhutam, Yaccha Bhavyam, Shuddha Deve, Deva Eko Narayana, Narayana Divitiyosti Kaschit. It is from Narayana only everything is generated. By him only everything is maintained. In him only everything is animated. Therefore, Narayana is eternally existing. Everything that exists now or will be created in the future is nothing but Narayana, who is the unadulterated deity. There is only Narayana, nothing else. In the Narayana Upanishad, 1.4, Yatha Prasutaha Jagata Prasuti. Everything emanates from Narayana. The whole universe is emanating from Narayana. So Narayana is the source of everything. From the highest Shirsha Panchatantra, Paratma, Paramatma, Hari Deva, Paramatma, Hari Deva. Hari is the Supreme Lord. From Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3, 34 and 34, 35, Narayana Bhedhanasya Paramatmana Nishtam Arhatah Arhatha No Bhaktum Yuyam Hi Brahma Vittamaha. O best of the Brahmanas, please tell us of the position of Narayana, who is also known as Brahman and Paramatma. Sthiti Udbhava Pralaya Hetur Aheturasya Yat swapna jagar sushuptishu sad bahishcha dehendriyashu hridayani charanti yena pitani tad avehi param narendra. O king, know him who is the causeless and yet is the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. He exists in the three states of consciousness, namely waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, as well as beyond them. He enlivens the body and senses, and the breath of life and heart, and as they move, know him to be the Supreme. So here the glorification of Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has been described in various Upanishad, Vedas, Bhagavatam, etc. Bhakti yoge bhaktapaya yanhar darshana. Yeah. Bhakti yoge bhaktapaya yahar darshana. Only by bhakti yoga, a devotee can see Krishna. Surya yena savigraha dekhe devagana. Like how the denizens of heaven see the personality of the sun in the same way. Only by bhakti yoga one can see Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has its eternal form, which cannot be seen by material eyes or mental speculation. Only by transcendental devotional service can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord. The comparison is made here to the qualifications for viewing the personal feature of the sun god. The sun god is a person who, although not visible to our eyes, is seen by the higher planets by the living gods, whose eyes are suitable for seeing through the glaring sunshine that surrounds him. Every planet has its own atmosphere according to the influence of the arrangement of material nature. It is therefore necessary to have a particular type of body construction to reach a particular planet. The inhabitants of Earth may be able to reach the moon, but the inhabitants of moon can reach even the fiery sphere called the sun. What is impossible for man on earth is easy for the demigods in heavenly planets. Because of the different bodies, similarly to see the Supreme Lord, one must have spiritual eyes. The personality of God is unapproachable to those who are habituated to speculation about the absolute. So in this, the qualification to see Krishna has been given. Qualification is Premanjana Shri Prakati Pridarshini. Only by Prema, a person can see Krishna. We cannot demand seeing Krishna. We just have to follow. We just have to perform devotions. We just have to endeavor. The more we endeavor, the more we can express our desire to see Krishna, to worship Krishna. Generally, a devotee does not have even a desire to see Krishna. He just has to worship Krishna. Krishna sees him. And whenever he wants to be present before the deity, he will appear. Before the devotee, he will appear. Jnana yoga marge tanre tache saba brahma atma rupe tanre kare anubhava. Whoever walks on the path of knowledge and yoga, worship only him. It is him they perceive as a person. So again the concept has been spoken that whoever is walking on the path of yoga, jnana and yoga, for Gyanis, God appear as only Brahman. For yogis, Brahman and localized Paramatma they can understand the concept about localized Paramatma. They can also understand the concept of Brahman also. For the yogis, they are more inclined towards the plus Paramatma. Those who are fond of mental speculation, Jnana Marga, or want to meditate in mystic yoga to find the absolute truth, must approach the impersonal effulgence of the Lord and his partial representation, respectively. Such persons cannot realize eternal form. Upasana bhede jani Ishvara Mahima Ataiva Surya Tandra Dhyeta Upama. So now one may understand the glories of the Lord through different modes of worship as an analogy of the sun in the skies. See Narayana Krishnera Swarupa Abheda Ekayai Vigraha Akara Vibheda. So Narayana and Krishna, Narayana Krishnera Swarupa Abheda, there is no difference, they are same. But although they are identical, their bodily features are different. Ihota Vibhuja, Iho Dhare Chari Dhar Ata, Iho Venu Dhare, Iho Chakradika Sata. So one is holding only Venu and has 2 hands. One has 4 hands, holding Chakradika. Narayana is identical to Krishna. They are in fact the same person, manifested differently, like a high court judge who is differentiately situated in his office and at home. As Narayana, the Lord is manifested with 4 hands, whereas Krishna is manifested in 2 hands. Narayana Stam Nahi Sarvadehina Atmasi Adhika Adhisha Khila Lokasakshi Narayana Jalayana Tachapi Satyam Yatai Natai Tavaiva Maya. So now again the glorification is happening. O Lord of the Lords, O Narayana, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest Lord. You are my father, Narayana. Narayana refers to one whose abode is in the water, born from Nara, Garbhodakshai. And that Narayana is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental, they are absolute and are not creation of Maya. So in this way, you have so many avatars. One of the avatara is Purusha avatars. So, O Narayana, you appear in 3 Vishnus. This statement, which is from Bhagavatam, was spoken by Lord Brahma in his prayers to Krishna. After the Lord had defeated him by displaying his mystic power, the Brahma had tried to test Lord Krishna to see if he were really the Supreme Lord. So, all the Brahma Vimoha Lila, we know how Krishna appeared as many boys form in as many calves form. And Brahmaji could see the mystic power of Lord, admitted his defeat, and offered prayers to the Lord. And then he declares that you are the one who is a proprietor, who is a seer, and you are the Narayana. You are father of Brahma. So, father of Brahma, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Expansion, Lord Krishna's expansion is a Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So in this way, after placing himself in the Garbha ocean, created Brahma from his own body. Mahavishnu is the causal ocean, Shivadakshay Vishnu, and the super soul of the people. So in everyone's heart, Krishna resides as Paramatma, Shivadakshay Vishnu. Shishu Vatsa Hari Brahma Kari Aparadha Shamaite Prasada. So Shishu Vatsa Kari, he had offended Krishna by Aparadha Shamite, by doing Aparadha, Kori Aparadha, by stealing Shishu Vatsaha, the playmates and the calves. And then he understood the glories of Lord, the opulence of Lord, the sweetness of Lord. And in this way, he begged the Lord's pardon. So he begged the Lord's pardon for his offensive act and prayed for Lord's mercy. Kumara Nabhi Padma Haite Amar Janmodaya Tumi Pita Mata Ami Tumara Tanaya. Your father, your mother. I am just your son. Tumara Nabhi Padma Haite Amar Janmodaya. So here Brahmaji says, I was born from the navel and I offended you. So please forgive. You are my father, you are my mother, and I am your son. Tamata Valakera Nalaya Pradha Pradashama Mure Karaha Prasada. So when the children do some offenses, father and mother, they don't take it very seriously. So in the same way, whatever offenses I have committed, please beg, I'm begging your pardon. Please forgive me and offer all your benedictions. Krishna kahena Brahma tomara pita Narayana. Ami gopakumi tumi yai kaiche hamara nandana. Oh Brahma, your father is Narayana. Where am I? Your father is Narayana. I am just a Gopa, a coward boy. And how can you be my son? Tumi kaiche hamara nandana. I myself am a small boy. How can you be my son? Brahma replied, Brahma balena tumi kina ayo Narayana. Are you not Narayana? Tumi Narayana Shulatahara Karana. Please listen. I can present the proof that you are Narayana. So, Prakrita Shishte Yata Jivarupaha Taharaye Satmatumi Mula Swarupaha. You are the Mula Swarupa. You are the source of everything. You are the super soul. Everybody is born from you. The cosmic manifestation is generated. So here, how the three modes of material nature is the cause of all this manifestation that has been given. But again, the three modes of material nature is again dependent on Lord. So the cosmic manifestation is generated by the interaction of the three modes of material nature. The transcendental world has no such material nature. Although material modes, although it is nevertheless full of spiritual variegatedness. In that spiritual world, there are no innumerable living entities who are eternal. In that spiritual world, there are also innumerable living entities who are eternally serving Lord, Akshara Jivas. The conditioned soul who remain within the material world are subjected to three miseries, threefold miseries. They exist in different species. So, Sankarshana is the original source of all living entities because they are all expansions of his marginal potency. Some of them are conditioned by material nature, whereas others are under the protection of the material nature. So Lord expands as Balaram, Balaram expands as Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshana. Sankarshana becomes a source of all living entities. So expansion of marginal potency of Krishna are the living entities. The material nature is a conditioned manifestation of a spiritual nature, just as a smoke is a conditional stage of fire. Smoke is dependent on fire. Blazing fire, there is no smoke. In the blazing fire, there is no smoke. Smoke disturbs, but fire serves. The serving spirit of the residents of the transcendental world is displayed in 5 varieties of relationship. So, very nice example has been given. In the fire, there is no smoke. So, but the smoke, what is smoke? Smoke is a conditional state of a fire. Conditional state here refers it is dependent on fire. Within the fire, there is no smoke. Within the material world, there is no three modes of material nature. The conditioning state of material, the conditional stage of material nature, material nature is a conditional state of the spiritual world. A conditional stage. What is conditional stage? Where the jivas, because of their own nature, they have to come having some conditions. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. That is why it is known as conditional stage. So the material nature is a conditional manifestation of spiritual world. But within the spiritual world, there is no material nature. When a person tries to think himself the Lord of everything, tries to enjoy the illusory energy, he is not successful, but he is not independent. Because he's not independent. He is but a minute particle of the energy of Lord Sankarshan. All living entities exist under the control of the Supreme Lord, who is therefore called Narayana. So Narayana is a source of everything. You are my father. Here, Brahmaji tells to Krishna. When Krishna says, how can I be your father? I am just a cowherd boy. At that time, Brahma says, no, you are everything. You are the father. You are staying in everyone's heart as Paramatma. And you are present in each and every particle as Brahman. So everything is dependent on you. The whole material world, spiritual world, everything is dependent on you. The spiritual world, there is no conditioning state. But in the material world, it itself is a conditional stage of the spiritual world. The comparison of fire and smoke has been. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. No questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, Dandat Pranams. Thank you, Mataji, very wonderful class. So my question is this: how do we understand this fire and smoke example? Actually, generally, fire, once the fire is, the fire is out, then only the smoke comes, right? How do we understand this example that about the spiritual world and material world? Because the spiritual world is eternal. The
Not
fire
from
is
every fire smoke comes. When you are lighting a lamp, there is a smoke
Ah,
coming.
okay.
Not from every fire the smoke comes. That means there are certain conditions in which the smoke has to come. Because of some condition, the smoke came. It is a conditional state of a fire. Understand? Like if not proper oil is put, it is dependent. It is dependent on certain circumstances. Then the smoke is exhibited. But within the fire, there is no smoke. Smoke is a blackish part. Within the fire, there is no smoke. The same way, within the spiritual world, there is no smoke. This material world, within the spiritual world, there is no smoke. But there is no material world. But this material world is because of certain conditions. The jiva, when it does like this, then that is why it is conditional state.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Difficult to understand, but contemplate on this. Whenever we are seeing a fire, like you are taking a, when there is a smoke, immediately a person understands there is something wrong, isn't it? When there is a smoke, then we understand there is something wrong. We have to put more, like when we are doing yajna. Sometimes lot of smoke comes, but sometimes it is like burning properly. When that ghee oil is now going to be exhausted, then automatically what happens? There is a smoke which is seen. Okay.
हरे कृष्णा माताजी हवा हवा की हरे कृष्णा
हाँ बोलिए।
हवा की बहुत जरूरत होती है जब बाकी कुछ नहीं हवा सिला सिला हवा चाहिए तो हवा की कमी की वजह से धुआं निकलता है और
कौन पूछ रहे हैं क्वेश्चन? जंजीरे माता जी
समझ जंजीरे जंजीरे
हाँ तो हवा आता है तो धुआं निकलता है, ठीक है? धुआं हर हवा में धुआं नहीं आता।
नहीं हवा
दीप कोई देख रहे,
हवा नहीं होता है तो धुआं निकलता है, हवा जरूरी है ऐसा।
वही इट इज डिपेंडेंट ना, आप हवा करो जरूरत भी नहीं है, हवा निकले तो धुआं निकलना जरूरत नहीं है। There are many factors, एक ही फैक्टर नहीं है, many factor.
ओके
अभी हवा निकलेगा तो भी आपका दीप में से धुआं नहीं निकलता। दीप जब बुझने को होता है, जब उसका ऑयल खत्म होने को आता है, तब हवा निकलता है। तब ऐसे बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स उसके पीछे।
Okay.
इस प्रकार से मटेरियल वर्ल्ड के फॉर्मेशन के लिए भी बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स इट इज दैट इज व्हाई इट इज डिपेंडेंट.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Sachdev Prabhu, some doubt you are raising your hand. Sachdev Prabhu, unmute yourself, Sachdev Prabhu. No doubt. Your hand is still raised, Sachdev Prabhu. Okay. Tomorrow I can ask.